A major change in who's buying Russian oil.
Yeah, what's really remarkable here is just how fast global supply chains can, reconfigure themselves. It's driven by economics, sure, but also these persistent geopolitical currents. Because remember, for months, India had really emerged as Moscow's #1 seaborne buyer of crude oil.
Right, after the Western sanctions hit following the 2022 invasion of Ukraine.
Exactly. They stepped right in.
And India really capitalized on that, didn't it? I mean, Russian oil was being offered at these steep discounts, made it incredibly attractive for the refiners. But now, well, that whole dynamic seems to have flipped. Indian state refiners actually paused purchases last month because those critical discounts.
Yeah.
They narrowed. The whole price advantage that made Russian crude so appealing just sort of evaporated.
That's precisely it. This narrowing wasn't just like a minor tweak. It essentially wiped out India's main incentive to buy. And, markets hate a vacuum, so that created an immediate, almost irresistible opportunity somewhere else.
China.
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 Analysts confirm Chinese refiners have aggressively stepped in, just swept up those Russian oil supplies. Get this. China has now purchased 15 cargoes of Russian Urals crude. That's for delivery in October and November.
15 cargoes. How much oil is that typically?
Well, each cargo carries somewhere between 700,000 and maybe 1 million barrels of crude. So yeah, it signals a massive rerouting of these global trade flows.
Wow. It's just astounding how quickly the market can pivot like that. So India pulls back by, 600,000 to 700,000 barrels a day?
According to Energy Aspects data, yes, around that figure.
And China just moves right in. Secures 13 of those cargoes for October, at least 2 for November already. I mean, how does a country like China absorb that much oil so fast? And what ripple effects does that have?
Yeah, that's the critical question, isn't it? This big surge in Russian Urals imports by China, and remember Urals is that heavier, sour crudes from Russia's Baltic ports. Well, it could seriously cut their appetite for Middle Eastern crude.
Which is more expensive.
Right now, yeah. It's trading at maybe $2 to $3 more per barrel. So this shift could put more pressure on Dubai crude prices. Those prices are already weakening a bit. Fading seasonal demand, more competition from arbitrage supplies, where traders are playing the price differences between markets.
Okay, so the economics are clear. Cheaper oil finds a buyer.
And quickly. Most of these Russian cargoes, they were booked by both state-owned and independent Chinese refineries right at the beginning of August. And what's interesting, too, is China usually prefers ISPO crude from Russia's Far East. It's closer, it's lighter, but their Urals imports have still averaged about 50,000 barrels per day this year anyway. Shows they're adaptable, They'll take what's available if the price is right.